Well, it's just after 7 on day 3 and it's still a hard frost. It's freezing cold. Look at the top of the Woo! Coldy, coldy. The sun has just come over the horizon, so hopefully it'll start to melt this ice. Meanwhile, I've got the essentials going. Coffee first up, then a bit of hot water for a wash. Well, after a freezing cold night, I think I deserve a nice hearty breakfast, so I'm going to have some sausages, some bacon and a couple of hash browns and an egg. And I'm just waiting for everything now to dry out. The fridge is actually sitting on -3 and I've got it set to 2. Mad. So cold it was this last night. Anyway, we'll dry out. The whole purpose of this trip, of course, is a learning curve with this camper to see if it's going to suit my way of travelling. And I've already done a couple of little modifications here. You'll notice the bungee strap. This is this tropical roof, they call it, and it's basically a fly. But what I found last night, of course, is that particular apparatus up there, which is not the best of designs. It fell down, and it was actually, the fly was resting on the canvas. So what I've done is a couple of bungee straps here, and that's just to hold the thing in place, although mind you, this one has Velcro there. The other one I loosened off to give it that stretch and put some tension up there. So we now have the gap between the actual tent roof and the fly, so that should create or stop that frost if I get another frost tonight. Alright, day 3. Very cold start now. We're just leaving Orabanda, Koorarawalyi, and we're going to head towards Rowles Lagoon. It's 9:25. The tent is, or the trailer tent is still a little bit damp in places, but I figure once I get to where I go, we'll open her up and she'll be fine. And it was very easy to pack up, actually. I was quite surprised. I got it first time without any hitches, so that's promising. Anyway, we'll catch up with you later. This is a really horrible piece of road, actually, the Great Eastern Highway out here between Meriden and Kalgoorlie. It's probably because of all the trucks. It's really bounces around. I just came through a section there and it was like a roller coaster, up and down, boop, 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 like corrugations. Anyway, I'm sure we'll be going over worse. The Formula 1 racing cars at the present time are having a problem, and particularly the Mercedes-Benz of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. And they have this effect called porpoising. And that's exactly what I'm feeling right now as I go along this road. It's boom, 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 boom. You can't probably see it, but you can feel it as you sit in the seat here, going along, and it's like a corrugations, and it's really annoying. So I understand what those guys mean when they say it, and it's to do with their ground effects that they have in their racing cars. Anyway, now I know what it's like. Big truck, wide load, flashing lights. Time for a coffee, I think. Oh yeah, there's a little picky-nicky table over there. Oh, there's a little person in a van. Oh. Oh, this will do nicely, I think, for coffee. Ooh, well, I just had coffee, but oh, blimey, it's cold out there. Oh. So, now, press on. Oh, damn, it's cold. Woo-hoo-hoo. Obviously a gravel pit for the main roads department. Right, nothing coming, let's go. Okay, well, we're in Kalgoorlie, and now I'm going to go and get some fuel, top up the tanks. Diesel all the way over there. Look at that. High flow not recommended. High flow. Okay, we got fuel. Well, according to my GPS, I should have taken this particular road that I'm on right now, but I'm heading back into Kalgoorlie because it was a dead end. Now, I can't work that out. I put the coordinates in, it said take me up this road. Anyway, now I'm going to have to study the map. I think I'm going to have to actually go into Kalgoorlie because apparently this road that I was going to go on, that's supposedly a shortcut. It shows you shortcuts. Anyway, let's carry on. Well, I certainly must have missed a turn off coming out of Kalgoorlie because I was supposed to go via a place called Kintor. Now, I couldn't see it, there were no signs to that out of Kalgoorlie towards Kintor, but I sometimes suspect that all this mining that's going on in this area, they close roads off without you actually even being aware of them. And I see a lot of roads off to the sides where they show up on a map, but they're blocked off, and it's a mine site. So I can get there by via Kalgoorlie and through Orabanda, so we'll go that way. Well, this is the Broad Arrow Tavern. Which fortunately for me was just off the road, but I want to go to Orabanda. Geez, it's busy. I see all the bikies are here. Anyway, there's the Broad Arrow Tavern. I'll go back out. Because I am looking for my campsite, but looking at the number of people there at the pub, At least I haven't been on this road before. This is the Orabanda road. We're going out to see the Orabanda pub, which was burnt down and hasn't been rebuilt apparently. And hopefully from there we can get to my destination. Bit of a roundabout way, but anyway. That's the way the cookie crumbles or the sausage rolls. Apparently this is not only gold country, but nickel country as well. There's a nickel mine off to the right. Apparently, chores mining, C-A-W-S-E. Mining for nickel. We've got it all here in WA. Well, apparently I'm entering Orabanda. Now what I want to do is find out where these bloody roads here go. This is the Orabanda Historic Pub. I'll stop here. And Rowles Lagoon, there's the sign. That's good. Okay. Siberia, Kalgoorlie that way. Doesn't say how far it is, but I tell you what. Okay. I'll get back to you. So this is the Orabanda Inn, which was burnt down a couple of years ago apparently. But its biggest claim to fame was that it was once owned by an ex-superintendent of police called Don Hancock, and he owned this pub, and apparently he had an altercation with some bikie club members at some stage, and through time he must have really upset them because they blew him up with a car bomb. Okay, now apparently this is the road to Rowles Lagoon. I don't know how it is, but I did phone the Kalgoorlie officers of the Parks Department and they said the road was open. Said it was open. Thing is, I don't know how far down it is, but anyway, we're going to find out, aren't we? It'll sure test the trail around anyway. first tree coming up was a boab from when I was approaching it from a distance. It has sort of had that funny looking shape, but it's not. It's just a big old tree. I do a bit of a left-hand turn in about 8.5 kilometres. And I was just thinking there, I just passed an entrance to a mine, and there's big signs that says road trains on this road. For goodness sake, is there no place left in this state where there isn't mining? It's crazy. I know we need the money. Run out of battery soon on this GoPro, I think. Oh, there's a tree down. Yep, right on cue, we have a sign. Kalgoorlie, Rowles Lagoon. Don't tell me I'm going back to Kalgoorlie. This is the road, obviously, that I was trying to get. Now, where is it? Okay, my GPS, I still had that one of them programmed, so it says, yep, keep going. That's good. This must be this Kintor Road. Why didn't I see it at the other end, I wonder? This is the Kalgoorlie North Road. Now, I didn't see a Kalgoorlie North Road coming out of Kalgoorlie. Here's a brown sign, and I think this is the one. We turn off here. Does it tell me how far? Here we go, Rowles Lagoon. Oh no, that's the Credo Homestead. Yes, okay, Rowles Lagoon is 10. The Credo Homestead is 11. Okay. Well, how come I couldn't get that road from Kalgoorlie? Maps, GPS. Okay, 10 Ks. You may have noticed I've turned Karen off today. I really didn't want her giving me any hassles with directions, so she's been put into the naughty corner today, but I might let her out in the next day or so. I'm actually half expecting this place to be chock-a-blockers because it's school holidays and it says it's a lagoon. So I'm really not quite sure on what to expect. I sort of left on Friday with the anticipation of getting here on Saturday, early Saturday, but instead I stayed that extra day down at Koorarawalyi. So maybe all the school holiday makers are up here and taking all the campsites, but we're going to see in a few Ks. Well, there we go, just as I thought. There is a this is the first vehicle I've seen since I got onto this road. It's not towing a caravan. Goodness me. Woohoo. Okay. Let's go and have a look. 6 kilometres again. Wow. No wonder my GPS was having trouble. Rowles Lagoon Conservation Park. Civilization. There's some dunnies. Yeah, campfire and fire safety. Only use the recommended ones. Yeah, where do we go? Camping. I want to go camping. Oh, look at this. How you going? I don't like dogs with muzzles on them. Now, let's have a look here. Because we need to pick somewhere. Well, as luck would have it, those people who were here just packed up and went. So I virtually have my pick of the camping spots, but this is the one that's the flattest. There's somebody walking over there, but anyway. This will do me. So I'm just going to set up camp, dry this tent out if it's still got dampness in there. Well, that's not a bad little day's work. It's now 2:30. I left that campsite this morning at 9:30, I think. So 5 hours, and we're here and we're set up, we're camped, and I think I'll be here for about 3 days. That's what I sort of planned when I saw this, a little snippet of this place on YouTube. I thought I'm going to go there. And there's nobody else. Well, there is people around, but I can't see them. I'll take a little wander a few minutes time and I'll go and have a look and see the actual lagoon. Well, there's no time like the present, so we'll have a little wander down and see if we can find the lagoon. Well, yeah, look at that. My, oh my. Beautiful. This is a bird watcher's paradise, and you see this guy up here. Unfortunately, I left the telephoto in the car because I didn't think I was going to see a bird today. But I haven't. That's as close as I can get you, folks, for the time being. Maybe he'll be here tomorrow. There he goes. Well, what a little piece of paradise. Stuck out here in the goldfields. There's an old cow over there, or a bull, one of the two. I'm not wearing anything red, so I don't think I'm in any trouble. The bird is up there, hovering around. Look at that. How lucky am I to find this joint? Now, by way of explanation, I've just come across this map, and had I gone into the visitors centres, which I don't do, I came along this road this morning and I got to Kalgoorlie where I filled up, and I was looking for that road, and I turned up a road that the GPS said was the one to go up, and it ended up, it just took me to a dead end. So I came back and I in effect went this way out to Kalgoorlie. Then we've come up here, we saw the Broad Arrow Tavern, and we went out to Orabanda, and then I came all the way back up here, right, and then out to here where I am at present. Now, I have a choice tomorrow. I can either go back that way to Orabanda and then go out to Siberia and then up to Goongarrie, which I've been to before. That's that house that in one of my videos I explored. Then up to Menzies and then on to Niagara Dam, and I could go right up to Leonora and all those other places, but been there, done that to some of those, and they don't necessarily interest me. I shouldn't really say that they don't interest me. They do interest me in a sense, but I'm quite happy to actually find a place like this. And I did say, oh, tomorrow, well, I won't be leaving tomorrow. I sort of planned 3 days here, and I will quite happily spend 3 days here just relaxing. And then I do plan to go to Niagara Dam and have a look there. So that's the plan, because the actual sole purpose of this trip really was to test out this camper trail, and it's working out pretty good so far. It's but it is the sort of thing that it takes a while to set it up, and so you really need to stay in a place for a few days to really get the maximum benefit out of it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I've got my little fireplace there, and I bought my own wood. I've got plenty of supplies. I could just prop here. I've got a load of books and my guitar, so I'm just gonna do nothing for a few days. Anyway, This is where we're at. That's the toilet over there, so that's fine. I'm not that far away from it. You can see the beast through the trees there. And if anybody else rocks up, well and good. If not, well, I've got the place to myself. Hey, sometimes you can just fall on your feet. That was another one that I looked at, camping site. There were people here when I arrived, but they packed up and left. But with this trailer, it has to be on a nice level surface. Now that is about as level a surface as I can get, and I hope the sun's not going to interfere with this. But anyway, you can also see how the tropical roof is now working a lot better. And what I've done is put bungee straps to that stone guard there at the very front and stretched that out. So, all in all, it's working out fine. There it is, that's the setup so far. As I say, I haven't put any annexes up. I did bring the annex that goes this side up to the apex and back down and comes out with poles, but to be quite honest with you, I don't need it, and I really can't be bothered putting all that crap up. Well, tonight, as I informed you yesterday, we're going to have some leftover spaghetti, which I'm just heating it up now. I'm going to put that back onto a smaller gas. So, and have a look at this. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Last night, when I mentioned those Koorarawalys, the buggers took my sponges. I had 2 sponges in the sink. This is the 3rd one. And when I went to get them, they were gone. So I'm only left with that dirty old one there. Crikey, Koorarawalys. Listen, can you hear it? That's the sound of silence. Nothing. No birds. Nothing. Well, after a good meal, of course, there's work to be done. Now I have to do the dishes. And I've already put some hot water in there. Got my morning fish. And because I only used 1 pot, I can do this. And I wash my hands at the same time. This has 75 litres of water in this tank underneath, which was full when I left home, and I haven't used very much. Sorry about the wobbling, you're on the bench camera. And I annoyed at those Koorarawalys for stealing my couple of sponges, because this is a ratty old one. But anyway, and I have no reception for telephones out here. Kay must have sent me a message earlier today and I didn't get it. Well, I obviously did get it, but I didn't know I'd got it. And now I can't contact her. And I won't be able to for 3 days. But then she knows that. She knows I was going to be off grid for some time. So, sorry baby, I can't talk to you. Look at those suds. I think I used way too much detergent. But hey, that don't matter. Gotta keep things clean. Yeah. I don't know if these come out on the stove. I suppose it'll be quite messy by the time I get home. Anyway, I'll have to clean it. I'll have to have a look at the instruction book and see if these things don't seem to come out. This is a Dometic thing set up, I think, in this camper trailer. Ooh. That's another thing I need to look at. Anyway, that's basically the dishes done. And underneath the sink I have my bucket. Because waste not, want not, I shall keep the water in case I need to rinse anything, or not so much rinse it, but wash my hands later. I won't drink it, that's for sure. There we go, hear that? Going into the bucket. Beautiful. I could get all fancy and put a hose on it, but that seems like way too much trouble to me. I'll just do this. Here we are, now I have to dry them. I'll leave that in there. That folds down like so. The plug will go back in there. That can go down there, and I have more bench space. So I'm learning to drive this thing as I go, which is good, because that's what I'm here for. Learn how to drive it. And I will admit, it's a very handy bit of gear. Anyway, enough of my drivel. I'll catch you guys later. Well, this is becoming a bit of a habit apparently for me. I don't normally have fires, but since we have the equipment and I brought my own firewood, we'll set that alight. Because these nights are very chilly, let me tell you. And I did bring my own firewood, as I just mentioned. It's in that white bag there. But these are bits I gathered up from around the place. So we'll have a little bit of Little Grove bark. Look at that. That's going to go really good. Ah, isn't this nice? And then I look up and there's nobody. Look at those colours. Red earth, orange sunset. Beautiful. Beautiful.